everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Good Enough Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle. I'm joined here by Daryl, Trevor, and Jordan. Skirt, skirt.
Well, that's what we need is the steering wheel.
Yeah.
This week's episode is entitled, This Crew Has a Need Forza Speed.
It's true, we do.
The roads that were paved by their predecessors have been repaved and given new structure, some for the better and some crumbling for the worse.
Glenmore Trail.
Most of Calgary's infrastructure.
We here at GEG have this lovely thing called an opinion. So pump the brakes before you come at us as we discuss the future of the arcade sim racing games landscape. Forza 6 has some more gameplay footage posted, and this has us, as well as many other gamers, wondering what this means for the direction of the whole genre. So crack open a NOS. Let's go for a test drive on this uncharted track of thoughts from the crew here in the underground recording studio. Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Do you remember those kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bring that kid back. Where is that
I
Zoom
think
Zoom
he
kid?
died. I'm pretty sure he got hit by a car. At least that's like the internet story of what happened to him.
Poor Zoom Zoom kid.
So, aside from vehicular homicide, we are talking about a whole bunch of racing games, arcade racing, sim racing. There has been a bunch of new announcements, and we wanted to dive into it. You guys.
Yeah. You'll dabble if it's good.
I'll dabble.
Good.
I'll dabble, but
It's on Game Pass. It's
My-
easy.
He's down.
my racing engagement generally just consists of kicking my kid's ass at Mario Kart. But
That's fair.
That's fair. It's
That has
needed.
a shelf life too, pal.
yeah,
Enjoy it while it lasts.
yeah.
Now, to preface, we're going to focus mostly on arcade racers.
Yeah, primarily not the like Gran Turismos, not the Forza Motorsport,
Yeah,
not the
iRacing and stuff. Yeah.
F1.
There, that can be a whole other fucking
a whole other
episode.
thing.
Like, that's
Yes.
a different animal. So,
So where do you want to start?
Okay, so Forza 6 recently just released some footage of the I guess the drivable area, the open world that
yeah,
they're
kind of
building.
detailing
the
the
map
world.
is-
Yeah.
It's humongous.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of Japan. Well, not
Yeah.
all of Japan, but it's
They
a
try to
good chunk of
cover,
it.
a really big.
This is a massive undertaking of just like building the environment at that scale and that level, which opens up. My question is, do you think it's going to be too much? Because I find like some of the maps, even on previous games of Need for Speed and stuff, have been so big or like spaced out that it takes away sometimes from like what you're trying to accomplish.
I think now that they've added like fast travel,
Yeah.
like, your
it
garages
certainly
and stuff,
helps,
you're like,
yeah.
it just gives you it gives you the sense of scale, but it also gives you like the biomes
Yeah.
where you're like, well, now we're in the mountains, now we're in the jungle, now we're in the city, right? Like it kind of gives you that feeling,
Yeah.
but it still gives you, because you have to have like, it's so funny in driving games, like you need like the physical distance of
Yeah,
Yeah,
roads,
you need the distance
or else
to
it
get
just
there,
everything
yeah.
feels so small.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's to Trevor's point, I think it seems like they're doing a really good job of, okay, if you're going to be spending your time in like Hokkaido up in the north end, you're probably going to be spending a good chunk of time there.
Yeah.
Like you're not necessarily going to do 2 races and then all of a sudden you've got to go cross country,
Go all
to
the way
the
back.
south end. And Tokyo's Tokyo City as an example, they had an entire development team that just worked on Tokyo.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's
Well,
crazy.
So like they had
the
3 separate
biggest
teams.
city in the fucking world.
Yeah.
right?
So like I don't know if I've ever heard of a racing game that's like, oh yeah, we split our dev team and this team is just working on one location.
Which is
Like
bonkers.
so like I think when you get to Tokyo,
It's gonna be
you're gonna
fucking
probably be
sick.
spending a large amount of time just in Tokyo doing events and like
Drifting
time
your
attacks.
K truck around.
Yeah, I'm so excited
That
for
was the
that.
selling point for you immediately. He's like, you can drive a K truck.
They also talked a lot about in this game, like they've changed how the progression is planned to
this
work,
is such a huge
It's
which
a
to
massive
me is
part,
the
yeah.
biggest thing. like even the space, like to me, like the old Forzas, I've played a bunch of them, and it's sort of like that Call of Duty versus Battlefield thing, right? Where people are like, well, it's kind of the same thing, but you tend to lean to one over the other.
Yeah.
A lot of Forza games to me have felt kind of like people who really enjoyed Grand Theft Auto, like online, and but just love driving around.
Yeah.
Like that's to me what Forza really felt like, is people who just wanted to have cool cars and just wanted to drive around in an open world.
Right.
Because the story and the progression was a bit shit. Right? If you came into the game late, they're like, there was this event. Here's $1 million. Spin the wheel. Here's your
random roll the fucking supercar.
Yeah.
I went back and played Horizon 5, and within the first hour of playing, I had like $1 million cars that were then souped up, and you're just like, what was the fucking point?
Yeah.
Right? Or like same thing. Oh, I got my Golf R. Okay, I can go onto the store or whatever, or go into like the shop and go to some community made mod kit for this car, like, you know, someone's tuned it, and now my Golf R has 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
Right.
And like,
Could you imagine?
it does. No, I'm not joking. That's a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it makes no sense. Like in some ways I wish they would simplify and go more of the Need for Speed route. It's like, oh, I got, you know, the tier 3 turbo upgrade. I got the tier 3 transmission.
Yes.
I don't need the 0.1 degree modifications that you get from on the wing that, you know, that you get from the Gran Turismos or the Forza Motorsports. Like, leave that shit over there.
Yeah.
Right. I just want like basic, like RPG style loot of upgrading my car.
Well, and it's funny because I feel like Forza Horizon wasn't always that way. Like I feel like Forza 5 was when it really kind of took a foothold, and but like I much preferred Forza Horizon 3 and 4. Like I like their locations better. But I also felt that just the natural progression was a little bit better as well. But like, yeah, you know, this I guess the story, if you want to call it that, in Forza Horizon, that's always been secondary. It's always been about, you know, just like it's car porn,
doing some racing.
Like, give me the coolest, nicest cars with crazy detail and fidelity.
Yes,
and let me just enjoy looking at all of these ones that I've unlocked. But like to your point with Forza Horizon 5. The issue was because they had stripped away so much of like the natural progression in racing games.
You didn't have to like earn the next
have to do anything.
Like, it just gets randomly given to you.
Yeah, there wasn't. It didn't feel like there was this push to, oh, I need to go do these events. I need to go do these, and then it got worse as they started adding in a lot of like the. Like, I don't want to call it live service races,
sort of like the sponsory things, like the partnership,
the
stuff,
Hot Wheels,
Lego. Like they kind of started throwing in that, or like with certain vehicle
like
brands,
seasonal stuff, I guess. Like, you know, and it's like you said, if you didn't play the game for 6 months and you hopped in,
you just got handed so much stuff. You're just like, okay.
Well, and the map was annoying because it was like, oh, here's the 75 events from the base game on your mini map, but because we've added all these other things, now you've got like 200 icons on your fucking map.
It was
good luck figuring out
like if you don't
what to do next,
if you don't like the Horizons or stuff where you open the map and there's just like
a billion
just
icons.
a vomit of icons, and you're just like, Jesus, like that's also because every time I open the map in Forza, I'm just like, cool. Fine.
Where do I start?
What
it's
the
very
fuck?
overwhelming.
Whereas I really like the way Need for Speed does it, where they're like, here's an event, you know, like you've progressed to this street cred level, whatever it is. Now these are open. Like that, it really consolidates a lot of that problem, but then also provides a progression like method.
Yeah, like not all the races are open to you right off the rip, right?
They shouldn't be. You should have to get a better car or a better performing vehicle with like performance upgrades, or get a next tier level car that can do those things and be upgraded to go fast enough or whatever. Like,
what do you mean I can't race a Lambo with my GTR?
Yeah, like Forza, really
pinks.
the only events that were locked were the festival ones.
Yes.
But like, to your point, if you wanted to do like a street race, or if you wanted to do a drift event,
Just take whatever
all
fucking car you
like,
wanted.
all the drift events were available. Like you could do them however you wanted, and it just it's not the type of racing game that I like. I like to be shepherded a little bit.
Well,
in
I
the
think you should
approach.
be in these contexts, because Forza has such a massive catalog of cars in the game. It would be nice to be, have that trickle down of content, so that you're not just exposed to the craziest fucking cars at the very beginning of the game, where like Need for Speed does that. Usually you race a really fast car right off the hop.
It's like the
Then you
teaser.
you get stolen from you, or like
Yeah,
whatever, and then
you
you work your
lose
way
it.
back.
First
up to it.
taste is free.
Yeah. But like, you can do those things with the festival events, or like a
Yeah.
special event where you have to drive a special car at the end, or whatever. But yeah, it just seemed really hard to navigate what to do next, when it's like, why would I go do all these other street races? I already unlocked the TVR Speed 12. Like, what am I supposed to do
Yeah,
now? Like,
I've got this monster of a car.
yeah.
That's what I did like in the Need for Speed universe now, where in Heat and whatever the most recent one was, right?
Unbound.
Unbound.
Yeah, Unbound.
They kind of did like an RPG mechanic with like your power level
Yeah.
of your car, where
Yeah.
it's like you either need to be within this range or under this number. So you're like, I think of like really early Gran Turismo, when you've got
Yeah.
the like Mini Cooper Cup,
Yeah.
right? And you're
Yeah.
just racing this little shit box, just like, like you're just like smashing the X button,
the button
and,
any harder,
and you're doing like,
go faster.
and you're doing like 120, right? And you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
Like some of that, although yes, is goofy and like, oh, this car's a piece of shit. Like that's the fun.
That's the
That's
point.
the
because it
point.
feels
That's the point.
believable.
Race your
Like,
Miata.
yeah, exactly. It's like, and then when you start earning those other cars, you're like, okay, now this one's, it's the same power level, but it's faster or better cornering, and then you
Yeah.
can actually start playing the game of like of driving a car.
Yep.
But it just, yeah,
I did like that in Unbound, where it was tiered. So like,
Yeah.
you had your S tier, your A tier, B,
Yeah.
and like all that stuff.
And
I did.
certain races were locked to
It
those
was that tier
specific
level
tiers
only,
too, right?
and I did like that, because then it didn't allow you to sort of take your A car
And just-
in there and
Yeah.
use it shit
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
over
yeah.
all the tier C vehicles, and
Yeah.
like it added that element of challenge, but within reason, right? Like it wasn't.
So like that honestly, to me, that's the best thing that they've talked about in the new Forza Horizon 6 is so far they've basically said, and I believe this, yeah, I believe I'm not talking out my ass, but it sounds like, the story, you're a tourist in Japan. Like you've shown up, you love the car culture, you just want to learn more about it. And then you're entering yourself into these like street level races.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is it's like a contest. If you win this contest, you'll get like a VIP badge that lets you get into the festival.
so say you're like this like military brat kid, and you're going to high school, and you get mixed in with a bunch of street racers because you just love that life, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, same thing. Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna finish on the mountain.
Yeah, Bow Wow's your best friend. Like, yeah,
As long as it's not ASAP Rocky.
You've
Yeah,
got
there
your
you go.
buddy that picks you up in an RX-7, and
Yeah.
everyone memes it into everything else.
the
best.
Gotta-
Those are so funny.
It's so funny. But yeah, so like they it sounds like they've heard the feedback where you're gonna start in like a shitty Honda Civic.
Perfect.
And
Yes.
like all the other games, you show up to the location and you're already in the festival. Whereas with this one, you have to earn your way into the festival.
It's kind of like the NBA 2K, like you got to get drafted.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they've also separated it, and I don't know if they've explained it in depth this way, but there's different tiers of races, and I don't know if that's landlocked to like the festival events, or if it's going to be for all the race types that are in the game. But it's like, okay, if you've unlocked tier 5, well, I now have a set selection of vehicles that are tier 5 vehicles. And if I have any of those unlocked, I can do these tier 5 events. But, my understanding when they've been talking about the game is you're not going to be able to take like a tier 1 supercar and go do a tier 5 event.
Just crush everybody.
Yeah.
Just like,
You
that was
know,
easy.
And like that's how it should be. And I feel like
yes, correct.
especially when you have a game like Forza 6 is going to have 550 cars at launch.
Holy
massive catalog.
550.
550. I think it's the biggest roster.
The last one had
at
like
launch that they've ever
474.
had.
Yeah, Forza's done probably the best job because they also get all the like shitty street cars, right? Where when you get into like the Gran Turismos, they tend to lean more towards more of like the racy cars, and Need for Speed really seems to limit to like just North America-esque cars.
Yeah.
Whereas like Forza now, like you said, like there's a whole K car category.
Yeah, which is awesome.
It's like so Japanese, but so fucking cool.
It's nice that they haven't had the same licensing issues as a lot of other sort of like game.
We'll have to see because there's certain brands.
There are some things.
There are some very specific brands, like with Gran Turismo. I think it was Porsche. Someone like pulled their licensing, and I can't remember if it was Porsche or Toyota. Like it was one of the bigger brands. You're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like I can't remember who it was.
And
but
it gets into exclusivity stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I think
Toyota has had
Forza is Toyota.
Yeah, and like
maybe that's
Toyota
what it
has
was.
all those other limitations with everyone else, which is why like the Supra was not in games for the longest time with Need for Speed and stuff. And like it's just you run into some.
It's where you get like the Gran Turismo. Like this is the Super. It's like
Toyota.
Super. You're like, it's like these Temu named cars in Gran Turismo or Grand Theft Auto, and you're like, that's this. Okay.
Nice work around, boys. Yeah. I think, I think this is going to be the perfect bridge of what we like about Need for Speed by giving us, the high quality that is Forza games. Because like to me, Forza is the peak right now.
Oh, in terms of fidelity, yes.
Well, fidelity, but just in terms of like everything is high quality.
Roster,
the selection of cars, even the music in most of their games is great.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't like the location of Forza 5, but it
works.
Most of the locations are really good.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to really push the envelope for other franchises like Need for Speed. Hopefully we can see something a little bit.
Yeah,
and
I think that's the thing. Like the thing Forza has been missing is a good story. They've had that little bit with like the Motorfest stuff to just like carry you through just enough, but it doesn't have the same progression or weight as any of the Need for Speed games, even the shittier Need for Speed games.
It's telling when like the Forza is sort of the premier. Well, I would say it's the premier racing title,
especially right now,
Microsoft, and it sort of seems like it's moving into that threshold of maybe being the top dog in this sort of genre. But I would say it's pretty telling if the Crew 2 has a better story progression and arc than Forza 5 does, and it's on a scale of how much money it took to develop it and what's in it. That's a tough thing for me to recognize when it's like, and do you feel like we're on like Japan overload right now? Because like
everything Japan.
Yeah, I mean you've got Tokyo Extreme Racer, Car X Street, JDM just came out, the Japanese Drift Master.
Yeah.
And then you've got Forza 6 coming out. It's like there are a lot of games that are jumping into the
lots of samurai stuff out right now.
Japan's the hot location right now.
It seems like it's the map location of choice right now.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm necessarily like tired of it.
They just have the coolest selection, right? North America's like moving into just shitty bubble cars that are just no fun.
Well, and
they're still like fun in like the classic kind of style of Japan.
Well, I think too a lot of up until this point, I just don't think the hardware could do Japan. Just like the diversity of the location and the different type of biomes and stuff. Like, I just don't think you could do it properly beforehand. But I mean, you're right. Like, just the selection of vehicles, that are going to be kind of available
So much
to you
cooler.
and stuff. Like, it's just, yeah.
So much better.
And when you're pandering to largely a North American audience, a lot of the time, it's kind of fun to see cars that you don't always
It's
get
exotic.
to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
right?
I'm with you, and I'm kind of hoping a lot of the stuff is right hand drive. Like I hope a lot of that stuff is
Authentic.
Yeah, and yeah, it'll be interesting. I am excited for this one. I do think, based off of what they've posted already, that the progression is going to be more pointed, and which is a positive.
Yeah.
The other thing I would like them to get rid of is like, I don't want the random roll anything that was in Forza 5. I don't want the random roll.
Yeah.
No, I don't want
like
this.
that treasure chest
Yeah.
thing.
That stuff needs to go. That shit needs to be taken out of racing games. Period. You should not have random.
They even have
prizes.
that in Gran Turismo now, and it's shit. Every single time they're like, "Here's your random roll of whatever." I'm like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be the worst thing of these like 6
that
things
needs to be
every
gone.
fucking
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Well,
be
it's like, or it's like,
underglow.
here's $500 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like every single time, I'm like, why did we even put this in the game if literally every roll is the shit thing?
My caveat to that is, if you're gonna keep like the treasure chest roll thing in your game, if you keep it locked to whatever tier I'm on. So if I've only unlocked tier 1, I should only be able to win a tier 1 car.
Yeah, give me
like,
some like piece of shit.
yeah, like
It's
give
a
me
Tercel.
yeah. Like,
Here's your Subaru Outback.
Yeah.
give me a fucking PT Cruiser or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Don't give me a Bugatti Veyron. Like,
No.
don't give me
10
that.
minutes into the game.
Yeah, so I would be okay with that if you keep it in. But like, I agree with Daryl. If I
gotta
play
limit
the
it.
game for an hour and a half and I have a $3 million supercar all of a sudden, like, to me that just ruins the progression.
I want to see more of like the classic JDM cars that were sort of iconic at the time. So I want to see more focus based off of the regionals. Like I want to see more NSX. I want to see a Mitsubishi
Datsun.
3000 GT. I want
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
like I want to see cars like that in this game that get sort of the legs that they're supposed to. I want a classic S2000. I want all of those things.
Do you know what I want?
Oh God.
What is that, Kyle?
Sick
What
poop.
do you want?
I want a break.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you breaking up with me?
Live on
We
air.
were on a break.
Oh God.
So we're gonna take a quick segment break because otherwise I had to interrupt these guys. Otherwise it would just be the whole episode. This week's segment is the treasure trove, and I think we're gonna race our way into that one. Let's go, Jordan. Take it away.
Groovy.
The treasure trove.
So the treasure trove, for anybody that's new to our lovely podcast, apparently I've been known to play anything and everything. And so I figured I'd start to make a list of all the games that maybe don't have the big AAA marketing budget, or they just maybe don't get the love and play that they deserve. So this season I've been trying to keep things topical to the episode, so we're gonna roll with that. I'm cheating though. I'm doing a doubleheader this time.
Oh,
Not allowed.
I know.
he makes
so
the rules.
I do make the rules. So the first one,
A twin turbo, if you will.
yeah, there you go. The first one, we're gonna take it into the future. A game that you don't have any wheels on your vehicle.
F-Zero X.
Great,
we
great,
could
great
we could only hope, Trevor.
Red Out 2. Red Out 2 is made by a more of an indie studio. It plays like Wipeout, if anybody's played the
Yeah.
PlayStation Classic. Red Out 2 is a very fast, futuristic, like hover racer. It's funny because Red Out 2 actually has kind of like a story component
sweet.
to it,
Oh.
which is cool. But they've got a bunch of different like cool locations. You'll race in like Egypt amongst pyramids, but you're on like
sweet.
Hover
hoverboard
tracks.
and stuff. And but the really cool kind of evolution to this like futuristic racing is there's customizable parts to your ships. So
We do love that.
Yeah,
we love that.
We love the
Yes.
customization.
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
But the game was developed by a studio called 34 Big Things SRL.
Horrible.
I
name.
don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
like the random generator company name?
Yeah.
It certainly sounds that way. But it's sitting at eight.
I accidentally typed my password in the company name.
Oops. Oh, guess I'm gonna have to change my password now.
Yeah, I guess we're keeping that, but we're changing the password. It's sitting at an 82% on Steam. So like it's reviewed very well. It's got a ton of content in it. I think they've launched like expansion packs with new vehicles and
I
stuff.
think it was on a Game Pass or PS Plus a while back. I vaguely
I would be
remember playing it
surprised.
because is this the one that has like you have like pitch and yaw too? Like
Yeah.
you can like there's like parts where you have to like change
Yaw.
how you
Yeah.
you have to change how you're like hovering and stuff. I remember it being kind of like difficult.
Yeah, so some of the tracks will have big jumps,
can't help it.
and then you need to have like a perfect landing to keep your speed. And then if you pitch wrong or anything like that and land
You hit the
awkward,
batter.
then your speed drops quite a bit.
Take your base.
Yeah. No, it's a really cool game if you liked Wipeout or those types of like futuristic racers, but you want something that like visually looks great, has some customizable pieces to it, and has really cool tracks. Like it's a really fun game. I think you can get it
Super
very
cheap.
cheap
Yeah.
quite often.
If you miss F-Zero X, this will give
yeah,
you
this will
this
bring
will
back- bring
bring
back
you back some
scratch
memories.
that itch.
Yeah.
This scratches that itch for sure. So that's one. And then two, this is gonna kind of just segue us maybe into what we can talk
Segue
a little
racing.
bit about. That'd be great, actually.
Paul Blart Segway Racing.
And this is kind of cheating because this is a AAA game, but the Crew Motorfest, I think, deserves a little bit more attention than it got. A lot of people looked at it at face value and just went, "Oh, Forza Horizon clone, whatever." We don't need more of this. But yeah, we can jump into it, talk about it. So there we go.
Awesome.
Nice.
Great.
Forza, the Crew.
Yes.
Where are we at?
So, talking about the Crew, Crew Motorfest was sort of not really a shift change for them, but like more focusing on the actual ground vehicles, I would say, for them.
Oh yeah,
Whereas,
because
like,
the originals were like all sorts of
it
stuff,
was like
right?
everything. So Crew Motorfest,
Boats,
you
planes.
were driving boats like fast, those like crazy boats they race in the swamps and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
and airplanes, motorcycles, like just like everything under the sun. Anything with a motor in it, you could basically race it and drive it in that game. So I thought that this was like a interesting shift, but like a positive one. I honestly thought for them in Motorfest, and really made them clean up the customization, the visual components, the livery system, all of that stuff that they kind of already had the skeleton of in the last game, but then now have given it's been fleshed out. So it's better. It's a better. You've played the most, so you can kind
Yeah. Like I think I've put like a good 40 hours into Motorfest. Like Daryl's right. They still have the boats and the airplanes and the dirt bikes and stuff like that in the Crew. That's kind of what like the Crew's DNA is.
what makes it different. Yeah.
But they have definitely taken a big step back of, I would say 90% of the race events in Motorfest are cars, bikes, that kind of stuff. Boats and planes, I could probably count on two hands. how many races I've actually
It's
done.
more like a
with
mini
those.
game.
It's yeah, almost like it's really just a means to mix things up, but it's not, doesn't feel like as big of an emphasis as it did in the Crew 1 and 2. Or did they have the other vehicles in the Crew 1, or
Yep.
was it just
Yeah,
cars?
but again, kind of.
It was rough.
Crew
Though.
2 was
Crew 1 was
Yeah.
rough.
It was,
Yeah,
it was rough.
It was not a really like solid game. Crew 2 honestly was their like, oh, let's really push the envelope here, and it was a much better game.
Yeah. So like my issues with the Crew had always been the handling. I don't know what
It's
you
like
would
the
call
drive feel.
Yeah, like the Crew had always felt very floaty, and a lot of the cars didn't have much weight to them. And then visually, I mean, when you compared it to the Need for Speeds of that generation, or like I think that would have been probably Forza Horizon 3, 4, so,
It's
in
like 4,
there.
yeah.
Like those games were so much better looking. And graphics don't matter in a lot of games, but I feel like in car games they kind of do.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you want your car to look as good
Yeah.
as it possibly can.
It has to be at least
Yeah.
cohesive. Like if it's stylized, like that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. But it has to be consistent.
Yeah. So like the Crew 2, it was an ugly looking game compared to what else you could play out there. And so like the Crew Motorfest, you can tell as soon as you boot the game up, it's like, oh yeah, okay, they're going after Forza with this one. Like it is a beautiful looking game. It takes place in Hawaii, which is a really cool location. They added in another one of the islands in the expansion.
Oh, sick.
So now you've got 2 islands to
That's like
explore.
super easy DLC
Yeah.
territory.
Yeah,
Like,
big
just keep
time.
out another island.
Yeah.
6th mysterious Hawaiian island.
The game at first glance does look like Forza Horizon. There is a lot of DNA shared there for sure. Again, you talk about the kind of shepherding of progression that Forza has sort of lost in recent years. The Crew Motorfest splits everything into playlists, and each playlist will have anywhere from like 6 to 10 races within it. And each playlist is usually kind of centered around either a particular car brand or a certain type of vehicle. So like this is all supercars. This is all off-road. This is all like drift centric stuff. But then like later in the game, it'll be like, oh, you have a Porsche playlist. You have a BMW playlist. And so it's really cool because you can kind of sift through it and be like, today I really want to drive like JDM, more tuner centric stuff. It's like, well, I'm going to pick, this playlist, and each race, whether you have the car unlocked or not, they'll give you a loaner unit of the car, and each race is a different vehicle. So
like that.
That's what I love the
like
most
that.
You
about
get
it.
to test out a bunch of different things.
You get to test out a bunch of them, and it really lends itself to the fact that, oh, this game has 400 vehicles. Well, how the fuck do I get to try all of those?
Yeah.
Well, each race is handpicked, and I have to use that vehicle. And I also like the fact that if I don't own it, I don't have to go grind for 10 hours.
Go get
to
your
buy it.
$100,000 or whatever.
Yeah, they'll just say, take a loaner unit.
That's funny because it does really remind me. That's like the more fun version of what Gran Turismo 7 does with their like super douchey cafe mechanic.
Yeah, the cafe
So you go to the cafe to like talk about cars, and in the menu you can pick from your menus, and they're like, this is the classic Japanese or whatever, and so you have to like collect 3 cars, and then you've completed that menu. So it's like quests, and then you get something. But like some of the times they're like, oh, here's a car, you can literally just go buy it from the store. Some you have to like, win this race series and you win that car. And then there's one that's like, oh, it comes up once every 3 weeks on the auction house, and you have to hope that you see it. You have to hope you see it, and you have to hope you have enough money or whatever to get it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, for fuck's sakes. But it's like, it's so funny because that's so much more like, I think, targeted to the people who are playing the game, whereas like the Gran Turismo is like, it feels very like European douche.
Yeah.
Like how they're going about it. They're like, come look at this menu, and then you complete it and they give you like Gran Turismo, this current one is very much about like the history of cars. Like that's what the menus, like the startup menu's all about.
Yeah.
And so when you complete these menus, you get like a 2 to 5 minute like little documentary story about like the history of Honda and like all, just like, oh my gosh, like it's just it's so like over the top car guy, which is like, it's good, but it's just like, it's less fun.
It's like sometimes I just want to race.
Yeah.
Man.
Like it's just, it's very like unaware of itself. It's just so over the top.
Yeah. Like it's just, it's a fine line, right? Like obviously, you know, I think we all appreciate a nice vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't call myself a car guy at all though. Like, you know, the intricacies of a lot of stuff, but I still want to be able to like, holy fuck, this car looks sick. I want to rip across a volcano and jump off you know, like,
I want to
just let me have some fun,
I want to
man.
put 80 subwoofers in the back of this Escalade.
Okay, so that's the
Unlocked in memory.
This is what we need to talk about in particular for this episode. This is why I wanted to talk about this. So I don't remember why I read it. But recently Electronic Arts has come out and said that when they go back to Need for Speed, they're going to go and take it back to the underground roots.
Going back underground.
Which is, to me, very exciting news, very good news.
Hallelujah.
Very positive news.
I hope this isn't just nostalgia based.
This is not some like, oh, we're going to here it is.
Dangle the carrot.
No, you don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get like, I don't even give a shit if they remaster Underground 1 and 2. I don't even care.
Give it the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 treatment.
Yeah. Put some extra cars in it.
What happens?
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I'll pay for it.
I will be into that. But I really, really hope that that's the case, because I think Need for Speed, now that Forza has sort of taken the market, I'm like, here's a massive catalog of cars. We have supercars, we have, you know, sport cars, we have everything you can think of under the sun. It's time for Need for Speed to go back to that drawing board and go, okay, we have the crew, we have these guys that are doing these other things, we have Gran Turismo for the sportiest vehicles. Let's go back to JDM cars. Let's give that life. Let's make it everything super customizable. Let's make crazy custom car kits, body kits. Like let's go absolutely nuts on the customization component here. But make it arcadey so that the upgrade system is really simple for tuning. It's got a couple things you can play with. I think that's honestly EA's strength when they make their racing games, is that the customization piece to change some of the tuning or change some of the downforce or where your wheels are. That stuff is really easy. It's really accessible.
Just a simple
or it's
slider.
inconsequential.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to put the stupid squat on my car, but it's not going to affect anything.
Exactly.
Right? I just want it to look that way.
Yes.
I
That's
just think of someone's just knees caving in. That's all I can think of.
I think that's what needs to happen. I think that I want to see the system of street cred based off of how your car looks come back to Need for Speed.
Right.
And like a banger soundtrack too.
I mean, that's required.
Licensed
Please.
music.
Well, they've been doing that in the recent ones, but their playlists have been very. It's like, it's sort of like the people that sign music to TikTok, right? They're trying to get the newest, hottest thing before it hits the market, so they're not paying big money for the bangers.
Yeah.
But the playlist is then like 12 songs.
The
And you're like,
playlist needs to be like
Yeah.
crunk era.
yeah, but it also needs
You
to
know,
be like
like-
50 songs.
But
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to hear the
Exactly.
same. I don't want to hear the same song twice. If I'm going to play for 2 hours, I shouldn't hear the same song
I
like
agree.
3 or
Yeah.
4
Yeah.
times.
Need
I
to
agree with
update the
that.
music catalog to those levels of like
But-
Forza, where it's like there's a vast amount of music.
The other big thing that EA has that I'm pretty sure they like own the rights to that other people can't is the whole like police chase mechanic.
Yes.
Like that's a big thing. Like that's sometimes kind of what you miss with some of the, the crew or the
Yep.
Forza games.
Breaking the law.
It's like, well, when you're out in the world just driving around, like there's aside from getting to a race or just seeing the world, there's like no point. There's nothing else happening. Whereas like,
I don't have to follow the law.
yeah,
Like, I
and
can
it
go
doesn't
800 miles an hour on
yeah,
this highway.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whereas like Need for Speed, it's awesome because it's like, oh, I finished a race, but the cops are behind me, so that
Yeah.
carries into, it's like getting a second wave on like a boss fight.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. It
Or,
continues
oh shit,
the
there's
game.
cops coming at me. I better like slow down because I've got like a ton of heat on me. So if they see me, they're just gonna start chasing me.
Yeah.
There's so many things of that just create the chaos
Mhm.
that make the game so good. Like that's why Need for Speed Heat was so good.
Yep.
And that's a good word, honestly, because Need for Speed is the chaos racing game.
Yeah.
Like you're 100%
Running away, I'm hitting jumps, I'm crashing cop cars, trying to get to my garage, like I'm in
Yeah.
Grand
Yeah,
Theft Auto.
yeah.
Like that's what makes them so good. It's sometimes frustrating because there's times in Heat where you're like, this is fucking stupid. I'm
been-
going 400 miles an hour in a Chevy Impala.
Cop is
It's
still
just like,
keeping
oh,
us-
Got the rubber band mechanic.
yeah, it's just like, okay.
Yeah, and like bring back the like takedown stuff in the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, so like if I'm being chased by the cops, I can hit this, crane
want to hit
that's
the
gonna
scaffolding.
drive. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's gonna crush the road, and like I want all that Fast and Furious shit to come back.
I do too.
To Need for Speed because
It's
that's
the best
what.
parts of those games.
Well, and it's again, you talk about differentiating from the rest of the competition. There's so many indie devs that are trying to do the like Forza stuff. Why compete against that? Like there's this avenue here, you've got your Need for Speeds, you've got your midnight clubs, you like
Yeah. This-
lean
this
into
lane-
it,
this
man.
lane-
back too.
Yeah. But that's the
heard
thing.
that
Like
too.
Yeah.
that lane literally of the road is currently empty.
It
No
is.
one is,
Yep.
unless you're going back and playing Heat or Unbound, which was kind of a redo of Heat's
Yeah.
world with some graphics over it that I think was a worse version.
Yeah.
And then you've got all these people over here, like you've got the crew, you've got your Forzas, and then you're getting into your Sims, your Gran Turismos, your Forza
your
Motorsports
sim
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like those can all kind of be lumped together. But it's like do the different thing.
We talk about like things not wanting to be zany and fun and whimsy anymore. Like there's a lot of money to be had in that
in the whimsy.
category,
Yeah.
In that realm.
and like there's so much you can do with it. You're not confined to logic at that point, because it's like, well,
It doesn't even follow physics.
it doesn't,
half the
yeah,
time.
like it just doesn't matter, and like the one thing that I really miss about those old games, that things like Forza or The Crew and all these other games give me the full on destruction physics
Like on the
model of
car?
the
Yeah.
like
If you
I want to
blow up
be
your car.
driving back to my garage and my rear bumper is fucking just
barely hanging on.
barely
Got
hanging on.
one tire off the rim. That's just kind
Yeah,
of
like all these Forza type games, their damage models are, I've bent in my fender, I've
Oh,
got
no.
scrapes all along the
windows
side.
cracked.
The window's cracked, but like that's as far as it goes. Like I want to see my fucking radiator on the front exposed.
Well, I love that in
'cause-
Need for Speed when like it would go to slow motion and it
Yes.
just shows your car just like rolling into oblivion.
Yes.
You're like, and you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you died.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
oh, okay.
did like that.
Yeah.
Those were really good.
yeah. Bring all that.
Super
back.
frustrating with the cops when someone just like
Yes.
touches you and you're at the end of your meter and they just
Yeah.
tap you. You're like, your car's dead. You're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Damn it. Yeah.
I agree so much. And like I'm really hopeful that if that's the direction, like if they say they're going back to underground,
Hope
that
so.
that's what we're gonna get.
and I just don't want it to be nostalgia bait, right? I
I
don't
don't
want it to just be like a
No,
really
no.
shitty, cheap, like, hey, we just remastered it or whatever. We put, a filter on it to up res it to
Yeah.
1080p.
Yeah.
Like, I probably will still buy it and play it, but I will be mad the entire time.
I'll be angry. I just rage
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. Like.
having fun, but I don't want to be.
Yeah, and like bring back the story modes like Carbon and Most Wanted, and like those games had
Had
great
such good
stories. I liked the having to take down like the like the leaders of their of their gangs, and
Race
shit.
clubs,
yeah, like,
race gangs.
all
Wait,
that stuff was really cool. Yeah, it just I as much as we love Underground 1 and 2 and stuff, if they don't want to go down that route but give us a new game that's like a spiritual successor, I'm good with that.
Yep.
Like,
it's just that theme. Like they've really
I
lost it a bit.
like EA, if you're watching, somebody,
Of course, someone.
Somebody is.
Yeah.
somebody is at your board. You need new car licensing. You need to change up the car models. You cannot use the same shit that's been in the last 4 games. You have to change it. You need new vehicles. Update them, for the love of God.
Or just even like you said, or what Forza's doing, go backwards. I don't like you like that's the thing. Everyone thinks like a car game has to be set in the year it's coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
no, it
it needs to be all the.
We can go back to the
2026
90s.
stuff.
We can go back
Yeah.
to the 2000s and like be like, it's the year 2005. Like, cool, it's the year 2005. There's no Bugattis. There's no whatevers, right? It's like, yeah, you're driving a fucking Chevy Cobalt.
Yeah,
Cool. Like,
yeah. It's like,
Like,
oh,
we
sick,
do
I
that
gotta
in
pull
other
my
games,
radio out of my
right?
fucking dash.
we do that
every
in other
time.
games all the time. Like,
Take it with me.
Yeah.
like games are set in a specific era. You can do that, but with car racing games, it's always about like, what's the newest car?
Yeah.
What's the newest? It's like you could just ignore those, right? Like you could just
We can go back.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
go backwards or go forwards and just get floating cars. But like whatever.
Wow,
And,
yeah.
But then you have to make up your own models, and that's work.
EA, if you do a futuristic Need for Speed, I will throat punch you. We do not want floating fucking cars in
No.
Need for
Call
Speed.
of Duty,
okay?
Future Warfare
No.
4,
I will be so angry.
Wall Ride,
I will be so angry.
hoverboards.
I just
Don't do that.
Slide cancel.
Yeah, don't do that.
the weird like cross brand stuff you can leave to Forza. You can like let them have all that shit like Hot Wheels
Yeah.
and
Don't need
Lego
to
and all that
collab.
stuff.
No, we don't
you
need that.
I don't need any of
No.
that. I don't want you to put in a random rapper into the game that's gonna give me a monologue about how terrible his life is.
It's so funny though, because that is the Need for Speed thing, right? It starts with like Underground. You've got your Brooke Burke,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
in the start menu explaining what's happening, like someone that's like narrating, carrying the story. But the recent ones are just atrocious.
bad.
They're
It's
so
really
bad.
So bad.
yeah.
I'll take the like I was on Sports
Random.
Illustrated front cover. I'll take those again. I would rather listen to that than
Yep.
Yeah.
whatever else has been going on in the last few games. But like Need for Speed always has a good story like ish.
It has a
Unbound
premise.
wasn't-
It has a premise.
Give me Payback. Like you and I
Payback,
have talked about
I
Payback a
can't-
lot.
That game is my absolute favorite. We're skipping into the next part of the show
Yeah.
that I had planned. But like Payback is my favorite Need for Speed ever. I know that Most Wanted is the one that people hold usually
Yeah, a
to
lot
the
of people hold
highest
that
regard.
up. Yeah.
And I think for the get away from the police perspective, that's the best
It's
Need for Speed.
Yeah.
But for me, the overall feel of the game, minus the upgrading system, I didn't like the
No.
like random
Yeah, the
shop
random. Yeah. I
pieces
didn't
that
like
you had
that
to
either.
get and then find the whole set, which they fixed in Heat, which was great. That had the best upgrading system. I love the story of Payback. I love that there's multiple characters that specialize in different types
Different
of
cars.
racing
Yeah.
and different cars. It forces you to drive multiple things constantly because you're entering different events. The map was huge. There was all kinds of exploration stuff that rewarded you. That was the introduction to the derelict vehicles.
Yeah, which I
where you're
love
like
that.
rebuilding and creating some fucking crazy thing out of a Volkswagen Beetle, which was like
yeah.
that's Need for Speed. That's the shit I love about Need for Speed.
That's what it needs to be.
And yeah, I want that shit back. But like, bring me crazy derelicts in the next one. But don't make them the same fucking cars that have already been in the game. Give me something new. That was the best part.
Yeah. I honestly, if this
How much caffeine's in this thing? Oh, none. It's just Daryl.
yeah, honestly, man, I would even be okay like to tide us over, give us like a PS5 Xbox Series upgrade of Payback.
I would love
Like,
that.
There's
so much.
so
Give
many
me
of them.
something
Like aside from
with that.
Underground, you could do your Carbon, you could do your Most Wanted. Like some of them aren't considered the best.
Yeah.
But you could just remaster a few of them.
100%.
Put it in a bundle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because like Payback, because like Payback was so
that'd be so
fun.
good.
And Most Wanted and Carbon came out, I think, like within a year of
year or
each
two.
other.
They were on a roll
They were
for a while,
close.
right? They were pumping them out.
Yeah, like Most Wanted and Carbon would be the easiest remastered double pack that you could sell. Like, like that would be such a no
Oh my
fucking
God.
brainer, man.
But like even like the big thing to me is the Underground. Like if you did Underground 1 and 2
Yeah.
together, because unless you emulate them, like they're not on PC,
You can't
Yeah.
get them
unless
anywhere.
you own the disc, and then you can't really play it on a new console
Which I own
anyways.
all of them.
Like put yeah, that's you. But that's the thing. The table of unks here screaming at the youths about how good Underground 1 and 2 are, and they're like, well, they're never gonna see or play it aside from watching like a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, just bring them both back like a Tony Hawk 1 and 2 combined, because they're kind of on the same
Just
engine.
pay for the licensing. Just
Yeah,
do it.
you just have to-
do it. And I know these
yeah, you
car
just have to
companies
do it.
have charged way more over the years for these licensing and the like licenses in the games, but it's so worth it. I like if these came out fully remastered, there's no way our entire generation that had played this is not buying that fucking game.
Everybody is buying
Yeah.
it. Every
Yep.
single one. Yeah.
Even
Like,
just,
it's
like-
a no-brainer.
Comparatively, look at like college football.
Yeah.
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 Look
People
at-
lost their
look at-
fucking minds.
Look at how
when
many
that
people
came
went
out,
and
yeah.
bought Fire Red and Leaf Green for like the fourth time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did nothing to those games.
Yeah. In
Nothing.
fact, they took some stuff out.
Yeah, like
They removed things, and people were like, "Yeah, I'm playing that game."
yeah, like if there's some type of licensing with Underground, like if you just bought that licensing and then just threw it on the digital store, it's like, hey, we updated our licensing, you can play these now. And same thing, they did nothing to them, but you charge $20 to $25 a game
Just to be able to play
It's
it.
gonna sell.
people would fucking buy those. Like it's just, I don't get it, man.
Okay.
I don't fucking get it.
We're gonna wrap this up. Trevor, all-time racing game.
Ooh,
Or several.
God, like
Give me-
that's
give
the
me-
thing.
give me
Gonna
Like,
the
be
tops.
several.
You
Like,
can have several.
I've always been a Need for Speed guy. Like I've never really leaned Forza. It never caught me because of the lack of like story and just the way it is.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo 3, probably where it all started.
Oh,
Yeah.
Such a
Pla-
good game.
playing that
Yeah,
on
those
road
two
trips,
are really
and then
Yeah.
Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2.
Okay.
Like,
Jordan.
Yeah, probably Need for Speed Carbon, I think is my favorite Need for Speed game. But yeah, for modern ones, Payback, like it's
So
a
good.
no-brainer.
It's just so good.
I love Payback. I've replayed it 3 or 4 times.
I think I've replayed Payback 6 times.
So I love those. Obviously, Underground 1 and 2 have a special place, but Carbon is my top.
just the
for that.
perfect timing. Underground 1 and 2, the start of like
Yeah.
the whole Fast and Furious franchise. Everyone was
Yeah.
putting Plasti Dip, shitty painting the rims on their fucking
Yes, a lot.
beat up Honda Civic.
Yeah. Forza Horizon 3. I
Cool.
think is my favorite Forza game.
4 is mine.
Yeah.
Forza 4
Yeah,
is my favorite.
4 is great too. I like the location in 4. But yeah, those are probably my tops. Like I've played Gran Turismo, I've played Ridge Racer, Tokyo Extreme Racer. I've played a lot of those, but they don't live rent free in my brain like the other ones do. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition.
Oh, so good.
Like
Yeah, so many of the other games just lean more to the sim style, right? Like you're just racing a car, buy a car, race it. Like they don't just include like the cool upgrades, the story, the background to it.
And I'd be remiss not to mention it has no real vehicles in it at all, but it's got a cool story and a great premise. Is Split Second.
You love that game.
okay.
It is so fucking good because it takes the like break the scaffolding to
the
ruin the track
extreme.
to the extreme amount, and it's like Death Race the movie, but in a
Yeah.
video game. Love that. But yeah.
Forza Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nice. Great pick.
I'm not a racing game.
Kyle's
person.
more of a stuntman guy.
Yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Daryl, wrap it up for us.
Underground 2, for the customization components, it was like the only one where you could really get into customizing the interior.
Yeah.
And it counted towards your street cred.
You could
Yeah, it
change
did.
the color of your speedometer gauge and
Yeah.
everything in the corner.
Yeah, I remember that.
All
Yeah,
of
that was
stuff
really
like
cool.
That was
Yeah.
so phenomenal, and I want to see more of that stuff kind of come back where I can customize my UI. Like
Yes.
I want to be able
Yeah.
to manipulate that.
Whimsy.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Carbon was an unbelievable game as well. I agree with Jordan, but Payback for me is the premier Need for Speed title right now. I also really enjoyed Heat overall. But it
didn't
just
hit
it
for
lacked
me.
a couple things that I
Had some
that
faults.
Yeah.
that I enjoyed in some of the other games.
And then Unbound was just like the unfinished homework that Heat handed off, and someone was just like, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
Close enough.
Let's slap an anime art style on it. And
I didn't mind that. It was the rest of the game that felt like shit.
I don't disagree.
Such
Yeah,
promise. Like, and there's so many pieces to that game that are so
that are
good,
good. Yeah,
but just missed completely with the
The
I don't know,
driving feel,
just
the
the
environment.
city, it was like a sadder Chicago
slash Denver.
Yeah, like it was just
It's like Chicago in the mountains. It was such a
it was
weird.
so
Yeah.
weird. The story sucked.
was terrible.
The
monologues.
The cop AI was brutal.
It was bad.
Like the rubber banding and everything with the cop
it was
chases
very
was
reminiscent of
really
like that
bad.
original Need for Speed game on
Yeah.
PS4. Like that rubber banding
Rivals,
was bad.
I think.
No,
Or-
it's just called Need for Speed.
oh,
It was like
okay,
the OG Need for Speed. Yeah.
Like it's just called that. It's the rubber banding even from your opponents is super bad in that game. You'd be crushing somebody by 20 seconds, and on the last lap, they're 2 seconds
Yeah,
behind
they're
you. all of a
right
sudden.
behind
Yeah.
you,
The hell?
Yeah.
That game was frustrating, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that was.
We could keep going.
Oh my
so
God.
many.
I need to
I can
cut
talk about
off,
this
otherwise-
forever.
Yeah, I
Need
love
for
these
Speed.
games,
Yeah.
man.
I'm not surprised it went the way it did. What's your favorite racing game? What is one that you could not live without? What do you hope for a new era of racing games?
Big money, no whammies.
Yeah, no random rolls.
Don't give up on the franchise.
Yeah.
Give up on it. Do it right.
Stop taking them away and making Battlefield.
And then firing your team.
Stop it. Yeah.
I think that was good enough.
Good enough.
Dum dum dum.
Dum,
Good
dum,
enough.
Car real big. Truck real big.
Everything real big.
It's good. You know what? Better than good. Good enough.
Good enough.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at GEG Podcast. Check out our website, goodenoughgaming.com, and write us an email about anything from our episodes or something you would like us to discuss in the future. You can also now join us on Discord on the Good Enough Gaming Discord server. We really appreciate you listening and hope you continue to join us on this epic adventure of discussing all things gaming and nerdy. Please subscribe to the Good Enough Gaming podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever else you listen to your podcasts, and rate us 5 stars so we can find more good enoughers in the process. Just remember, we might not be great, but we are good enough.